Good morning. Welcome to the Millionaire Book Club. My name is Pearlie Hunter. Side effects of tapping in with me every single morning do include personal development, mindset transformations, paradigm shifts, and the ability to think your way to success. So it's Thursday morning. Super blessed, super grateful to be here. No matter if you watching me live or you go back and watch the replay, drop me something that you're grateful for. Let me know what you are grateful for this morning. I am grateful for you. I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for another chance to serve in my purpose. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my spouse. I'm grateful for my extended family, my soul family. I'm grateful for nature. I'm grateful for love. I'm grateful for light. I'm grateful for everything and everybody. I'm grateful for every experience that I encounter on a day-to-day basis. I'm grateful for every single moment that I am able to be aware of my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions. I'm grateful to be the master of my thoughts, my feelings, and my actions. I'm grateful to wake up every single morning disciplined, sticking to my routine of reading every single day, every single morning, not just for myself, either for others as well. I feel very blessed and very chosen and grateful to share my gift and my talent with everyone, anybody who's seeking positive illumination, self mastery, self awareness, self development. Super grateful for you for rocking with me every single day. So drop me something. I want to go back and read what you're grateful for today. And I'm going to go ahead and get the daily word read. So today is July 29th, and the daily word for the day is grateful. Okay, grateful. I begin and end each day in gratitude. Today, I view the world through a lens of gratitude, and I practice it every chance I get. I look around my house and give thanks for a home of warmth, security, and love. I remember with gratitude the people who encouraged and supported me and the many opportunities that came my way. Instead of reflexively saying thanks to the many people who helped me throughout the day, I also pause to deeply appreciate their efforts. By making time for gratitude, I begin to feel my energy shift and my body respond. I am lighter, filled with new energy, brimming with hope. I choose to start each day feeling grateful for what is, what has been, and for what each day will bring. I now begin and end every day in grateful prayer. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. Okay, so grateful. That's something that we are always practicing. Staying on that frequency, practicing having an attitude of gratitude. So, yes, it's right in alignment with everything that we are already about. Grateful. I am grateful for this day in my life. Let's pull us a card and see what agreements we should be sticking to today. We should be sticking to all of them, but which ones might test us today? That's what we want to know. So this is the Four Agreements card deck by Don Miguel Ruiz. And this was the fifth book that we read in the book club, and it was great. And at that time, I wasn't recording on YouTube, so you can't go back and watch it, but I definitely recommend that you get and you read this book, okay? The Four Agreements. So let's see if it's going to come out for us today. Oh, here we go. All right. So we'll do these two. Be impeccable with your word. Create a beautiful dream. Be impeccable with your word and create a beautiful dream. Okay? Your word can create the most beautiful dream, or your word can destroy everything around you. Impeccability of the word only creates beauty, love, and heaven on earth. Okay? And then we got another be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity. Okay? Speak with integrity. Speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Okay? Speak only what you mean. Okay? Use your words for good, to uplift other people, for positivity. Good morning, Barb. Welcome. Use it for to bring light to other people, not darkness. Okay? That's what we use our word for. Drop me something that you're grateful for, Queen. Super grateful for you. I am going to go ahead and get the read started. So today we are going to finish up chapter 8. And we talking about the ego. So yesterday we talked about how, let's see, the ego isolates us. The ego is an obstacle to growth. And to overcome the ego, we can do that by practicing humility, okay? So today we starting on page 186, keep an eye on your ego. If I say anything that resonates with you deeply, drop an MOC in the chat. That means moment of clarity. That's my way of connecting with you guys to know that you are taking value from this read, you learning something, it's making sense, and basically that you like it, right? You enjoying the read. So MOC, moment of clarity, okay? So keep an eye on your ego. With increased awareness, we begin to notice specific moments or circumstances when our egos flare. Once a group from the ashram backpacked across Scandinavia, hosting pop-up meditations in city centers. Most people we encountered were very warm, interested in health, and open to meditation. But at one of our stops in Denmark, I went up to a gentleman and asked, "Have you heard of meditation? We'd love to teach you." Oh, wait, let me see. Let me read what Barb grateful for. She said, "I'm so grateful for the grace of God, for his mercy, for his grace. I'm grateful for my husband, for his love. I'm grateful for my children, for my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. I'm grateful for the Millionaire Book Club, for the wisdom and knowledge that I have learned and that I am still learning. I'm grateful." Thank you, Queen. I'm grateful too. Yes. And look, before I get started, I wanted to, yesterday when we ended the read, Ch.8 basically was at a point where he did not want to be a monk anymore. He had got sick and he realized that he did not want to be a monk anymore. But this was like a big blow to his ego because before he became a monk, right, nobody supported this decision for him. People were thinking it was weird that he would just not get a job after getting his degree in college and just, going to be a monk. And so now he is dealing with having to basically come to people and be like, okay, nope, I'm not doing this no more. It didn't work, right? But we've all been there before. We've all had those moments in life where we set out to do something, we made a big deal of it. We did it, right? And it's not even that he set out to do and he failed. No, he did exactly what he set out to do. He went and he learned and he listened and obeyed his mind, right? His body. He knew that he wouldn't be fulfilled there or happy there. So do not force yourself or to settle or exist in a space that you don't want to be in any longer, right? Only do things that make you truly, genuinely happy, okay? Truly, genuinely happy. All right. So I'm going to start over. Keep an eye on your ego. With increased awareness, we begin to notice specific moments or circumstances when our egos flare. Once a group from the ashram backpacked across Scandinavia, hosting pop-up meditations in city centers. Most people we encountered were very warm, interested in health, and open to meditation. But at one of our stops in Denmark, I went up to a gentleman and asked, "Have you heard of meditation? We'd love to teach you." He said, "Couldn't you do anything better with your life?" My ego flared. I wanted to say, "I'm not stupid. I'm smart. I graduated from a really good school. I could be making 6 figures. I didn't have to do this. I chose it. I really wanted to set this guy straight. Instead, I said, I hope you have a wonderful day. If you want to learn how to meditate, please come back. I felt my ego respond. I noticed it, but refused to indulge it. This is the reality of keeping our ego in check. It doesn't disappear, but we can observe it and limit its power over us, right? So training yourself to think before you speak, to respond before you react. True humility is one step beyond simply repressing the ego as I did. In a class at the London Temple, some of my fellow monks were being rude, laughing at the exercise we were doing and talking when they should have been quiet. I looked to our teacher, Sutapa, who was the head monk in London. I expected Sutapa to reprimand them, but he stayed quiet. After class, I asked him why he tolerated their behavior. You're looking at how they're behaving today, he said. I'm looking at how far they've come. The monk was remembering the good they'd done and forgetting the bad. He didn't take their behavior as a reflection of himself or of their respect for him. He took a longer view that had nothing to do with himself. If someone is treating you badly, I'm not advising you to tolerate it like the monk. Some mistreatment is unacceptable, but it's useful to look beyond the moment at the bigger picture of the person's experience. Are they exhausted, frustrated, making improvements from where they once were? And to factor in what has led to this behavior before letting your ego jump in. Everyone has a story, and sometimes our egos choose to ignore that. Don't take everything personally. It is usually not about you, okay? Don't take everything personally. So another one of those agreements, right? Detach from your ego. The monk and I both use the same approach to quiet our egos. We detached from the reaction and became objective observers. We think we're everything we've achieved. We think we're our job. We think we are our home. We think we are our youth and beauty. Recognize that whatever you have, a skill, a lesson, a possession, or a principle, was given to you. And whoever gave it to you received it from someone else. This isn't directly from the Bhagavad Gita, but to summarize how it sees detachment, people often say, what belongs to you today belonged to someone yesterday and will be someone else's tomorrow. No matter what you believe in spiritually, when you recognize this, then you see that you're a vessel, an instrument, a caretaker, a channel for the greatest powers in the world. You can thank your teacher and use the gift for a higher purpose. Detachment is liberating. When we aren't defined by our accomplishments, it takes the pressure off. We don't have to be the best. I don't have to be Denmark's most impressive visiting monk. My teacher doesn't have to see his students sit in stunned wonder at every moment. Detaching inspires gratitude. When we let go of ownership, we realize that all we have done has been with the help of others. Parents, teachers, coaches, bosses, books. Even the knowledge and skills of someone who is self-made have their origins in the work of others. When we feel grateful for what we've accomplished, we remember not to let it go to our heads. Ideally, gratitude inspires us to become teachers and mentors in our own way, to pass on what we've been given in some form. Good morning, y'all. Welcome, welcome. Try this. Transforming ego. Look out for these opportunities to detach from your ego and put forth a thoughtful, productive response. Okay? Number 1, receiving an insult. Observe your ego. Take a broader view of the person's negativity and respond to the situation, not the insult. Number 2, receiving a compliment or accolades. Take this opportunity to be grateful for the teacher who helped you further this quality. Number 3, arguing with a partner. The desire to be right, to win, comes from your ego's unwillingness to admit weakness. Remember, you can be right or you can move forward. See the other person's side, lose the battle, wait a day and see how it feels. Number 4, topping people. When we listen to others, we often one-up them with a story that shows how we have it better or worse. This is just like it happens so much, right? And it happens before you can even notice it. Instead, listen to understand and acknowledge. Be curious. Don't say anything about yourself. Okay, this is a way to tame your ego. So when somebody is running to you and telling you all of their good news and all of the wonderful things that they accomplishing and doing, let them have a moment. Okay, let them have a moment. Don't take that time to shift the focus onto you, right? Allow them to stand in that feeling, okay, a little longer before you switch routes and make it about you, okay? That's our ego wanting everything to be about us, right? Step outside of failure. When we feel insecure, we aren't where we want to be in our careers, our relationships, or in reference to other milestones we set for ourselves. Either the ego comes to our defense or our self-esteem plummets. Either way, it's all about us. In Care of the Soul, psychotherapist and former monk Thomas More writes, being literally undone by failure is akin to negative narcissism. Being literally undone by failure is akin to negative narcissism. By appreciating failure with imagination, we reconnect it to success. Without the connection, work falls into grand narcissistic fantasies of success and dismal feelings of failure. Humility comes from accepting where you are without seeing it as a reflection of who you are. Then you can use your imagination to find success, right? So accepting where you are without seeing it as a reflection of who you are. That is the essence of humility, okay? Then you can use your imagination to find success, because you can go into your mind every single day and start creating the you that you want to be, right? Sarah Blakely wanted to go to law school, but despite taking the exam twice, she didn't pull the LSAT score she wanted. Instead of becoming an attorney, she spent 7 years going door to door selling fax machines. But she never forgot what her father taught her. Every night at their dining room table, her dad would ask her and her brother, not, what did you do at school today, but what did you fail at school today? What did you fail at today? Failing meant they were trying, and that was more important than the immediate result. Okay, when Sarah got an idea to start her own company, she knew the only failure would be if she didn't try. So she took $5,000 of her own money and started the business that just 15 years later would make her a billionaire. Okay. Spanx is her business. Nice. So often we don't take chances because we fear failure. And that often boils down to a fear of our egos getting hurt. If we can get past the idea that we'll break if everything doesn't go our way immediately, our capabilities expand exponentially. My own version of Blakely's revelation came in London a week or so after I left the ashram. I had believed that my dharma was to serve as a monk, spreading wisdom and aid. Now, back at my childhood home, I don't want to settle for a lower purpose. What can I do? Our family is not well off. I can't just relax and wait for answers to come to me. I am scared, nervous, anxious. All the things that I've been trained not to be rush back at me. Okay? One night, washing the dishes after dinner, I look out the window above the sink. The garden is out there, but in the darkness, all I can see is my own reflection. I wonder, what would I be doing if I were in the ashram right now? It's 7 p.m. I would probably be reading, studying, or on my way to give a talk. I spend a moment visualizing myself walking down a path in the ashram, on my way to the library for an evening class. Then I think, it's the same time of day here as it is there. I have a choice right now. If I use this time wisely, I can make this evening meaningful and purposeful, just as I would in the ashram. Or I can waste it in self-pity and regret. It is then that I let go of my deflated ego to realize that as a monk, I've been taught how to deal with anxiety, pain, and pressure. I am no longer in a place where it is natural and easy to achieve those goals. But I can put all I've learned to the test here in a louder, more complicated world. The ashram was like school. This was the exam. I have to earn money, and I won't have the same quantity of time to devote to my practice. But the quality is up to me. I can't study scripture for 2 hours, but I can read a verse every day and put it into practice. I can't clean temples to clean my heart, but I can find humility in cleaning my home. If I see my life as meaningless, it will be. If I find ways to live my dharma, I will be fulfilled. I begin to get dressed every day as if I have a job. I spend most of my time at the library reading broadly about personal development, business, and technology. Humbled, I return to being a student of life. It is a powerful way to re-enter the world. Being a victim is the ego turned inside out. You believe that the worst things in the world happen to you. You get dealt the worst cards. When you fail, instead of giving in to a sense of victimhood, think of the moment as a humility anchor, keeping you grounded. Then ask yourself, what is going to restore my confidence? It won't grow from an external factor that's beyond your control. I couldn't control whether someone gave me a job, but I focused on finding a way to be myself and do what I loved. I knew I could build confidence around that. Okay? Build confidence, not ego. Here's the irony. If you've ever pretended you know something, you probably discovered that it often takes the same amount of energy to feign confidence and feed vanity as it takes to work, practice, and achieve true confidence. Right? So it takes the same amount of work to fake it than it do to actually develop it within yourself. Humility allows you to see your own strengths and weaknesses clearly, so you can work, learn, and grow. Confidence and high self-esteem help you accept yourself as you are, humble, imperfect, and striving. Let's not confuse an inflated ego with healthy self-esteem. The ego wants everyone to like you. High self-esteem is just fine if they don't. The ego thinks it knows everything. Self-esteem thinks it can learn from anyone. The ego wants to prove itself. Self-esteem wants to express itself. Okay? So ego fears what people will say, compares to others, wants to prove themselves, knows everything, pretends to be strong, and wants people to respect them. Self-esteem filters what people say, compares to themselves, wants to be themselves, can learn from anyone, is okay being vulnerable, respects the self and others. Okay? The table above doesn't just show the difference between an inflated ego and a healthy self-worth. It can be used as a guide to grow your confidence. If you look closely, you will see that all of the self-awareness that we have been developing serves to build the interwoven qualities of humility and self-worth. Instead of worrying what people will say, we filter what people will say. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, we cleanse our minds and look to improve ourselves. Instead of wanting to prove ourselves, we want to be ourselves. Meaning, we aren't distracted by external wants. We live with intention in our dharma, okay? So every day, if you're living with intention, if you're doing things that allows you to live in your purpose and do things that make you happy, you are building your dharma, right? You are being yourself. You are building that confidence within yourself. You are building your self-esteem, okay? Small wins. Accumulating small wins builds confidence. Olympic swimming gold medalist Jessica Hardy says, "My long-term goals are what I would consider to be my dreams, and my short-term goals are obtainable on a daily or monthly basis. I like to make my short-term goals something that makes me feel better and sets me up to better prepare for the long-term goals." Okay? So I like to make my short-term goals something that makes me feel better and sets me up to better prepare for the long-term goals. Okay? Try this. Write down the areas in which you really want to be confident. Health, career, relationship. Pick one of these three. Write down what is going to make you feel confident in this area. Something that's realistic and achievable. Break your area down into small wins. Things you can achieve today. Okay? So if you have a desire to be more confident in your career, right? You want to be more savvy on your job. What are things that you can start doing now, steps that you can start taking now to make that a fact for you, to make that happen for you? So for me, as a labor and delivery nurse, if I wanted to be more better at my job, I could start taking courses. They always offer an education. I could start educating myself more on the topic. This doesn't mean the next day that I go to work, I'm just going to be, 100% change the best. But it does mean that I'm taking those small steps to reach my long-term goal. Okay. So that's what it means by breaking it down. Small wins. Solicit feedback. Confidence means deciding who you want to be without the reflection of what other people think. But it also means being inspired and led by others to become your best self. Spend time with healed, wise, service-driven people, and you will feel humble and motivated toward healing, wisdom, and service. When you ask for feedback, choose your advisors wisely. We commonly make one of two mistakes when we seek feedback. We either ask everyone for advice about one problem, or we ask one person for advice about all of our problems. If you ask too broadly, you'll get 57 different options and will be overwhelmed, confused, and lost, right? Even more than you were. On the other hand, if you drop all your dilemmas on one person, then they'll be overwhelmed, unequipped, and at some point, tired of carrying your baggage. Instead, cultivate small groups of counsel around specific areas. Make sure you choose the right people for the right challenges. We'll go deeper into finding people who provide competence, character, care, and consistency in Chapter 10. But for now, in order to recognize productive feedback, consider the source. Is this person an authority? Do they have the experience and wisdom to give you helpful advice? If you choose your advisors wisely, you'll get the right help when you need it without wearing out your welcome, right? People won't start screening your phone calls, right? Because when they talk to you, you dumping and unloading all of your drama onto them. The monk approach is to look to your guru, your guide, sadhu, other teachers and saintly people, and sastra, scripture. We look for alignment among these three sources. In the modern world, many of us don't have guides. And if we do, we probably don't put them in a different category than teachers. Nor are all of us followers of religious writings. But what the monks are going for here is advice from trusted sources who all want the best for you, but who offer different perspectives. Choose from those who care most about your emotional health. Often friends and family serving as gurus, those who encourage your intellectual growth and experience. These could be mentors or teachers serving as sadhus, and those who share your values and intentions, religious guides and or scientific facts serving as shastras. Always be alert to feedback that doesn't come from the usual suspects. Some of the most useful feedback is unsolicited, even unintentional. Temper the ego by paying close attention to how people react to you non-verbally. Thanks, babe. Do their expressions show intrigue or boredom? Are they irritated, agitated, tired? Here again, it's worth looking for alignment. Do many different people drift off when you're talking about a subject? It might be time to pull back on that one. When people offer their reflections, we must pick and choose what we follow carefully and wisely. The ego wants to believe it knows best, so it is quick to write off feedback as criticism, right? The ego wants to believe it knows best, so it is quick to write off feedback as criticism, right? And if you are always in a space where when somebody's telling you something about yourself, you can't handle it, people will get to the point where they're not going to tell you anything, right? So now you have nobody out here, helping you improve your behavior, right? Because they don't want to. Because if they tell you something that's in disagreement with what you think, then it's an argument, right? Or it's a fight. That's not good. You have to tame that ego, be open to that feedback from other people, be open to that criticism, because sometimes, not even sometimes, most of the times it can help you grow, right? And the thing is, we don't have to accept everything that somebody else says as fact. Just because that's somebody's feedback about you, it doesn't necessarily, it could not be true, right? But it's still not worth getting negative over it or taking it personal. Don't take it personally. Okay. I mean, and you'll know if somebody is just coming at you, right? If somebody just throwing shots, you'll be able to feel that energy. You'll be able to read that energy from somebody. But for somebody who genuinely just truly want to help you, want to see you do better, notice something that you can improve upon, take that and be grateful for that person, right? Be grateful that they even wanted to give you that feedback, right? On the flip side, sometimes the deflated ego sees criticism where it doesn't exist. If the response to your job application is a form letter saying, "Sorry, we have lots of applications," this is not useful feedback. It says nothing about you. The way around these obstacles is to filter the feedback. Reflect instead of judging. Be curious. Don't pretend you understand. Ask clarifying questions. Excuse me. Ask questions that help you define practical steps toward improvement. The easy check to confirm that someone is offering criticism in good faith is to see if the person is willing to invest in your growth. Are they just stating a problem or weakness, or do they want to help you make a change? If not by taking action themselves, then at least by suggesting ways to move forward. When soliciting and receiving feedback, make sure you know how you want to grow. Feedback often doesn't tell you which direction to follow. It just propels you on your way. You need to make your own decisions and then take action. These 3 steps, soliciting, evaluating, and responding to feedback, will increase your confidence and self-awareness. Okay? So try this. Receive feedback productively. Choose one area where you want to improve. It might be financial, mental, and emotional, or physical. Find someone who is an expert in that field and ask for guidance. Ask questions for clarity, specificity, and how to practically apply the guidance to your individual situation. Sample questions. Do you think this is a realistic path for me? Do you have any recommendations when it comes to timing? Is this something you think others have noticed about me? Is this something that needs retroactive repair, like apologies or revisions? Or is this recommendation for how to move forward? What are some of the risks of what you're recommending? Okay? Don't buy into your own hype. Don't buy into your own hype. If you are so lucky as to be successful, hear the same words those victorious Roman generals heard. Remember, you are but a man. Remember, you will die. Feel free to tweak the gender. Instead of letting your achievements go to your head, detach from them. Feel gratitude for your teachers and what you have been given. Remind yourself who you are and why you are doing the work that brings you success. Remember the bad and forget the good to keep your own greatness in perspective. In high school, I was suspended from school 3 times for all sorts of stupidity. I'm ashamed of my past, but it grounds me. I can look back and think, no matter what anyone says about me today or how I think I've grown, I have anchors that humble me. They remind me of who I was and what I might have become if I hadn't met people who inspired me to change. Like everyone, I got where I am through a mix of choices, opportunities, and work. You are not your success or your failure. Sustain this humility after you've achieved something too. When you are complimented, commended, or rewarded, neither lap it up nor reject it. Be gracious in the moment, and afterward, remind yourself of how hard you worked and recognize the sacrifices you made. Then ask yourself who helped you develop that skill. Think of your parents, your teachers, your mentors. Someone had to invest their time, money, and energy to make you who you are today. Remember and give thanks to the people who gave you the skills you're getting recognition for. Sharing the success with them keeps you humble. Okay? Real greatness. You shouldn't feel small compared to others, but you should feel small compared to your goals. My own approach to remaining humble in the face of success is to keep moving the goalposts. The measure of success isn't numbers, it's depth. Monks aren't impressed by how long you meditate. We ask how deep you went. Bruce Lee said, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. No matter what we achieve, we can aspire to greater scale and depth. I'm not concerned with vanity metrics. I often say that I want to take wisdom viral, but I want it to be meaningful. How can I reach a lot of people, but without losing an intimate connection? Until the whole world is healed and happy, I haven't finished. Aiming higher and higher, beyond ourselves to our community, our country, our planet, and realizing the ultimate goal is unattainable is what keeps us humble. Okay? Realizing the ultimate goal is unattainable is what keeps us humble. Indeed, our goal of humility is ultimately unattainable. The moment you feel like you have arrived, you're starting the journey again. The moment you feel like you have arrived, you're starting the journey again. This paradox is true for many things. If you feel safe, that's when you're most vulnerable. If you feel infallible, that's when you're at your weakest. Andre Guy said, believe those who search for the truth. Doubt those who have found it. I like that. Believe those who search for the truth. Doubt those who have found it. Too often when you do good, you feel good, you live well, and you start to say, I got this. And that's when you fall. If I sat here and said I had no ego, that would be a complete lie. Overcoming your ego is a practice, not an accomplishment. Okay? Real greatness is when you use your own achievements to teach others, and they learn how to teach others, and the greatness that you've accomplished expands exponentially. Rather than seeing achievement as status, think of the role you play in other people's lives as the most valuable currency. When you expand your vision, you realize that even people who have it all derive the greatest satisfaction from service. No matter how much you help others, feel no pride because there's so much more to be done. Kailash Satyarthi is a children's rights activist who is dedicated to saving kids from exploitation. His NGOs have rescued tens of thousands of children. But when asked what his first reaction was to winning the 2014 Nobel Peace Prize, he responded, the first reaction? Well, I wondered if I had done enough to be getting this award. He is humbled by the knowledge of how much there is to do. The most powerful, admirable, captivating quality in any human is seen when they've achieved great things, but still embrace humility and their own insignificance, right? So they don't get the big head. They don't let their achievements and success go to their head and start thinking and feeling like they're better than others, right? Because they're not better than others, because they know that where they are, they wouldn't have been if it wasn't for somebody else. So why not be a blessing to somebody else just as someone else was a blessing to you, right? I like that. We have been digging deep into who you are and how you can lead a meaningful life and what you want to change. This is a lot of growth and it won't happen overnight. To aid your efforts, I suggest that you incorporate visualization into your meditation practice, right? Something that we are already doing, right? Visualization is the perfect way to heal the past and prepare for the future, okay? So we are going to stop it right here, I think. We are going to stop it right here. And honestly, you know, this next little part is all about visualization and basically meditation and visualization. So it's not going to the next chapter per se, but it is a different little section, and it's pretty short actually. But I'm gonna stop it right here because my baby done woke up and he is in the background screaming again, right? Because the door is closed and he can't get out. So I'm gonna go free to my son. And the visualize part, I'm going to pre-record that for tomorrow. So it'll be really short because it's not long. It'll be a short pre-recorded live tomorrow. I am working today 11 to 7 and tomorrow 7 to 7 p. So we won't be live in the morning, but I am going to do my best to get that pre-recorded, get this last little part. I definitely should be able to do this little piece. It's only like 3 or 4 pages, right? And it's just about visualizing during meditation, something that we've already learned about this a lot because we read about it in The Power of Awareness. Awakened Imagination was the book inside of The Power of Awareness. We talked about visualization, the benefit of it, going into your mind. My mentor, his name is Nano. He visualizes every single day. He has a morning call that he does every single day at 9 a.m. And he actually visualizes on his call every day with over like 2,500 people. So it's very powerful. It's a lot of energy. It allows you to escape your reality. It allows you to put yourself in the place where you want to be now, right? It allows you to go within, go inside your mind and let go of what's right here, right in front of us, all of the things that's not going right, not going the way we want, and to go into a mental space and create and see everything exactly how we want it to be. So it's definitely powerful. I love it. I love meditating. I love what it does for my mind, my peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Keeps you nice and calm and grounded to self, right? Not so much distracted by the TV all the time and what's going on in the external world. It's good to just go into the internal every day, actually. You know what I'm saying? Take time every day for that self-care practice. Just like we take time every single day for this self-care practice of reading, right? Educating ourselves, gaining new ideas to think from. That's all that these books do, right? Give us new ideas to think from, new ways to shift our paradigm. And I'm so blessed and grateful to be. This is our 9th book, y'all. Our 9th book. If I wouldn't have been doing this book club every single day, I know for a fact I wouldn't have been on my 9th book for the year, right? And we still have a lot of year left. So I'm going to end it there. Super grateful, super thankful. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all as always. Be a light today, right? Be kind today to yourself and to others. Spread your joy today, right? You took time for yourself today and you filled your cup. You might be around somebody who rolled right out of bed as soon as the alarm and started their day, right? So they never took that time to fill themselves. So you bring that calm to them, right? Don't allow energy vampires to drain you today of your good positivity. Don't allow people to steal your joy today. Okay. I am your sister in love. I am your sister in light. I appreciate y'all so much. Barb said, I am so grateful for you. You have a super fantastic, blessed day. Queen, you too. Thank you, Crystal. Thank y'all. Have a great day. And I won't see y'all tomorrow, but I will be on the pre-recorded, but I will see y'all Monday morning for sure. Okay. Have a great day. All right. Another successful week. I'm so grateful. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, universe.